Hey everybody, straight razor techniques. Is there one perfect way? We'll discuss today on Barber Dave Shaves Inside. Hey everybody, let's talk about straight razor technique. What brought me to this video today, and happy Sunday, by the way, is that good buddy of mine, Bill M., over the years has introduced me and a bunch of other people to the art of convex honing. Now, what does that have to do with straight razor technique? Well, Bill has gotten a ration of shit about the technique from the pundits that say there's only one way to hone, and that's flat honing. And yet, when he proves that this technique has been around as long, if not longer, it doesn't matter because these pundits and these experts are so set in their ways that they do not want to even think about it. So, how does that apply to straight razor technique? Well, this may piss some of you off, and I apologize if it does. Well, actually, I don't. Straight razor techniques, honing techniques, and everything else are like buttholes, are like assholes. Everybody's got them. Some smell good, some don't. Not that I've spent a lot of time smelling assholes, but I've been dealing with assholes for a long time. So here's the thing. When it comes to straight razor techniques, is there one set technique that's better than the other? No. Now, are there certain basic items that you should do? Well, of course. But that doesn't mean that that technique doesn't become adjusted to yours. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, David, you've got a 6-part straight razor technique videos. Yes, I do. But that is to give a basic overview, but it's not saying, hey, my idea is my way is the best way. As a matter of fact, I had somebody the other day say, hey, your technique is fantastic. Boy, would I love to say that that's an original technique. But when I started straight razor shaving years ago, I found one video, and it was the Shament's video. It was his 30th anniversary of straight razor shaving, and I just watched it over and over and over and over again until I said, hey, this makes sense to me. Now, his technique is across the face. Now, I'm fortunate, I'm ambidextrous, so I can do that. But most people look at that and say, oh, God, that's crazy. Then another technique is the traditional straight down the face, then straight up the face, and vice versa. Then there's some folks that shave with one hand, whatever their dominant hand is. So the bottom line is, find the technique that you feel the most comfortable with and then practice the shit out of it. You'll get better at it and add bits and pieces of other people's techniques in there. But don't let anybody tell you that, oh, you have to shave this way, because that's bunk, just like honing. You don't have to flat hone. You can convex hone and everything else. As a matter of fact, this razor today, this is a Schultz Weyer from Solingen. This is part of a 7-day set. Yeah, it's not the Sunday razor because my Sunday razor, the scale's cracked. So this is the Thursday razor. This was originally honed on flat. Now I've added the convex bench strop to it. So whatever it is that you do. So for instance, let's talk about the traditional way of straight razor shaving. You know, you clear out your runway, however you want to do it. And then traditionally, most people will do this. They'll stretch their skin and they will come down. Now, this feels so foreign to me, it's unbelievable. Because what I do is I do this. But it should be noted that at the very tail end of that pass, I will add in the traditional stroke just to get used to it. Also, I don't go straight down. I go across and at an angle, and I use a scything technique. Now, why is that the case? Well, in my opinion, the one constant to straight razor shaving, in my opinion, is make absolutely sure that you map your beard. And when I say map your beard, go a couple of days without a shave and then look at the way on quadrants of your face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Watch how that hair growth is. See, I screwed myself up. And follow that hair growth with the grain. You're across the grain and you're against the grain. And as you can see with mine's a little bit opposite. Now, as far as shaving the lip area, I can use both hands. Now, I find that easy for me. Now, like I said, that's not to say that I can't do it with one hand or whatever. So I've taken quite a bit of people's techniques, you know, over the 6,000 plus straight shaves that I have. And I found one that works for me. And the one that works for me pretty much is the Str8 method. If you find that video, you'll see that I pretty darn close, except in some of the passes. Now, in most cases, people's against the grain pass is straight up. Well, my beard growth, excuse me, is such that my against the grain pass, excuse me, is from ear to nose. However, excuse me, my across the grain pass for my neck is actually going that way. So you have to pretty much figure out which is the right technique for you to achieve whatever shave that is, whether it be a BBS shave, a DS BBS shave, whatever the case may be. Some people like one pass, some people like two passes. I like three. And apparently my cat does too. And yes, he is a Siamese, so he's a yowler. But the key is to any shaving technique, whatever it is that you decide on, the key is practice it, practice it, practice it. And get the one that is comfortable for you, not for anybody else. And if you shave different than somebody else, don't let anybody ridicule how you shave. Because let's face it, everybody's physiology is different. I talk about in my straight razor shaving the fulcrum, leaving this straight and bringing your arm down. Well, depending on the length of your arm, that may or may not work. You may have to bend your wrist. And as long as you know that up front, then who cares? You know, as long as you get the shave results that you want. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch different people's techniques. But find the ones that you really like and then incorporate those into your straight razor shaving. And you'll end up finding something that works for you on a regular basis. So there's not one set way to hone. There's not one set way to shave. The key is practice, your safety, and enjoyment. Because the bottom line is, if you're fighting a specific technique that is not working for you, then I guarantee you after 2 to 6 months, you're going to take your straight razors and you're going to put them in a cupboard, and they're never going to come out again, and you're going to go back to a DE shave. So take the time to do it. Like some people have said, Dave, why do you do this? Because for me, I like outlining where I'm going to be placing the blade, because what it does is it allows me to give kind of a taxiway as I'm getting ready to move on to the shaving surface. And if you also notice, when I'm doing my against the grain pass, this is my across the grain path, I am still using that scything motion, but I'm going in this direction. Also, you'll hear some folks that will indicate that you're only supposed to shave with a certain portion of the blade. Well, that's, again, up to you. I shave with the entire blade surface, from toe to heel. Especially with the scything technique, you're going to use that whole blade up. Now, you'll also get people that say do one continuous pass. You'll have some people that'll do that. It depends on where I'm shaving, but most of the time I'm doing an overlapping pass of about 1 inch. I just find that works for me. And to me, that's the key of having enjoyment with straight raising or straight razor shaving. The only one technique that I stick to, and this is up to you, never try to do your fool's pass one-handed. I believe in, a solid surface and then actually moving your head to the blade rather than the other way around. Because if something happens and you slip, you can lose a nose real fast. So it's kind of a combination. Now, the one thing that I have added to my technique, and it was actually accidental, I always have a problem right here, as most of you that are subscribers know. So for my final cleanup, so it's actually 3 passes plus a cleanup, I do buffing. And a lot of people will absolutely say never, ever, ever do buffing with a straight razor. Well, again, with me locking my wrist in the fulcrum, I feel comfortable doing it because I'm not breaking my wrist. On the initial stroke. Now, when I come back, I relather with the lather that's on the blade. Then I do break the wrist to do a windshield wiper motion. Again, these are techniques that I wouldn't try in the beginning. Wait until you're comfortable with your technique. And then finally, the one that I have added that thankfully people have embraced is what I call the flat blading or flat planing, where you're actually going to take, if you can see the edge of the blade, and I'm actually taking that flat on my skin and then coming up and through. And I've explained this technique a few times. Now, I've had some pundits say that, oh, you're gonna ruin your blade. No, I've been doing it. When you're doing it for such a small amount of time, and nobody's face, quite frankly, is that strong to ruin the bevel of your straight razor, in my opinion. Again, there's going to be people that think that my flat blading is crazy. Now, can you get hurt with a flat blading technique? Absolutely. So you got to be real careful and always keep the blade in motion. But I find that it adds that one final thing that will actually allow me to be dolphin smooth as far as that goes. So, like I said, so find the technique that you like. Take bits and pieces of other people's technique and meld it into your own. Like I said, I would have loved to sit here and tell all of you that technique, my technique for straight razor shaving, is mine alone. No. It's 100% Chement's, and I thank him for that. Because like I said, when I decided I was going to straight razor shave, and it should be noted that those of you that have known me for a long time, when we were at another forum, I poo-pooed straight razor shaving for a long time. I said, it's too crazy. You're going to kill yourself. It's too much work, blah, 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 blah. And then I tried it. And then you get hooked. And so to me, somebody had pointed out, I think it may have been Sam, pointed out Chement's, because Sam was straight razor shaving at the time, watch his 30th anniversary video. And I watched it because he had given himself a 7-day set for his 30th anniversary of shaving. And I watched it and I said, wow, that's a unique technique, because I had never seen anybody actually shave cross-handed using both hands. And I was like, wow. Well, the good news is that I had never really straight razor shaved, so it was easy for me to incorporate a multi-handed technique. Again, I'm fortunate, I'm ambidextrous, so I'm able to do that. However, excuse me. However, it worked for me, and I just kept practicing over and over and over until I felt that it was second nature, and now it is. That's the nice thing about it. Okay, let's go over real quick. So anyhow, so like I said, find the technique that you like. Find the technique that that makes you feel good, and this goes for your straight razor shaving, goes for your honing. It goes even for your DE. Find the technique that you like, that you can get up every morning and repeat again and again and again without thinking. That's when you know you found your style. And take bits and pieces of everybody's. None of this is patented, okay? So take bits and pieces of everybody, take what you like, throw the rest in the garbage. And I think that you'll really, really enjoy straight razor shaving much more. Okay, again, we're using the Solingen Fritz Weyer, and I don't know if you can see that. This is the Thursday razor. It's part of a 7-day set. The brush I used today, this is kind of an amalgamation shave. The brush I used today is the Teton. I call it the Gold Rush. I don't know if that's the one. This was given to me by a friend of mine. The soap, I was digging through soaps, and I didn't realize I still had this. The aftershave is long since gone, and I wish I still had some, because it's one of the nicest fragrances. And that's Penhaligon's Sartorial. Yeah, I had almost 3/4. The last time I used this when I was giving out samples of the Sapodfugio Veracino, and the Penhaligon's as well. And this is just a wonderful, wonderful. It's got beeswax. It smells like a tailor shop in England. Just wonderful. I still need to find and get some more of the Sartorial. So what I did is I figured, okay, I need to be in Britain with all this. So what I did is I'm using the Sartorial soap, but I'm using number 89 from Floris. This has got a very nice British tailor type of smell. It goes perfectly with the Sartorial. It really, really does. I didn't realize that until I sniffed it for the first time against the Sartorial, and it's just wonderful. Very nice BBS shave. We'll do a little bit of talc today. And then we'll use, again, Floris 89 for the EDT. Looking forward to a Zoom call today on the cadre, plus bingo is underway if you're ready. So that's it today, guys. Again, I guess the moral of the story is find the technique that you like, but most importantly with anything, map your beard. That's going to tell you what directions you're going to go, because there is no set direction either way. That's it. I'm Barber Dave. This has been Barber Dave Shaves and Such. We'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, and thanks for watching.